Shantanu, first, because one overall view, you understand the economy, you understand Uttar Pradesh's, background, cultural background. It is a special thing which is, gripped the entire state, and it is being felt on the economic front as well. Some indication Sumita was bringing us from the real estate side. How are you looking at this phenomena which has gripped the state right now?
If you see the life of Sri Ram, he started as a king from Ayodhya, as the exiled king from the Ayodhya. And based on his conduct, his honest conduct, his truthful conduct, when he came back after 14 years, he was called Maryada Purushottam Sri Ram. So he started as a king, came back as God Ram. And his 14 years of perseverance, right? That how exiled king with his exiled wife and Lakshman brother, how they sailed through, they learned, they upskilled themselves, they upgraded themselves, met multiple gurus, learned Shastras, warcraft, and then beaten a unbeaten army of Ravana and came back, right? And with the right conduct, following all the dharmas of Vanvas and Yuddha, they came back and established the tradition of Ramarajya, which even Mahatma Gandhi talked about, right? So he gave the lessons on almost every realm of life, from how to run a statehood, how to run a family, how to be a colleague, how to run a war. So he established the principles of morality, which is quoted smartly by Rishi Valmiki in Valmiki Ramayana. So that perseverance of 14 years, now the perseverance for the temple is almost 500 years. That a big battle was learned by Hindus for 500 years.
Shantu, I'd like your opinion on the religious tourism which is gripping the nation right now, and the Ayodhya 2.0 and Pran Pratishtha at the Ram Temple is only adding to that. But before that, Romil, at Thomas Cook, you would have data, the inquiries which are coming in not only for Ayodhya but for other places like Ujjain or even Kashi. This time round, we saw that the footfalls in Kashi were much higher than even popular destinations like Goa. What are your thoughts? What kind of data are you reading?
Firstly, thank you so much for inviting me on this forum. It's not just a pleasure, so to say, but an honor on this day when on 22nd January the whole Ram Mandir will be dedicated to this country. It's a proud thing for us to be a part of that initiative. You're absolutely right. There is a very significant jump as far as the whole religious tourism sector is concerned. And that actually is not limited to Ayodhya, but as you rightly said, there is a lot of impact on Mathura, on Prayag, on Varanasi, Ujjain, and even down south, because the whole pilgrimage concept has suddenly taken very big shape as far as we are concerned, or as far as our understanding is. In fact, we are seeing almost an incremental jump every day, and we have crossed the inquiry of pre this phase number by almost 1,000%. We've seen a huge demand coming in from for Varanasi, a huge demand coming for Prayag. To the extent that internally some of us have started calling it the new emerging golden triangle in that sense, because there are people who want to do all three together, and we are seeing a very significant jump there. As far as other places are concerned, yes, Ujjain is big. Yes, Somnath is becoming bigger by the day. Down south, there are a lot of temple sites. In Kerala, I think the Prime Minister is there tomorrow. That is becoming bigger. So we are seeing a resurgence as far as pilgrimage tourism is concerned. And one most important thing which I would like to point out, it is not a resurgence from a particular age group or a particular kind of person. Everybody, right from millennial to senior citizens, are wanting to experience this. So this is a very different trend from which what we've seen so far. We get inquiries not just from senior citizens, which is usually associated with pilgrimage, but also from millennials to do this activity this year, post December. So that's what our search trends are suggesting. That's what our internal data is suggesting, and that's what we are seeing in the market.
Romil, you're representing a company which is so deeply ingrained in the travel ecosystem. You would have partners in other lines or similar associate ancillary lines like hotels, like logistics. Do you think that this phenomena which is gripping the country is not temporary in nature? Does it appear structural? And if it does, are your partners across in the ecosystem also moving towards this opportunity in a much more structural fashion?
Absolutely. What we are seeing is a surge in demand, not just for the hotels, but I think there will be a significant impact, not just in Ayodhya on employment, but across all these big destinations from pilgrimage perspective, whether it is restaurants or transporters or even tour guides, local shops. And I think uh, the whole infrastructural shift which has happened in Ayodhya will cascade down to other destinations. Some of it is already happened. Some work in progress, like Ujjain, is now a wonderful example of what infrastructural shifts can lead to in terms of economic growth. So that is a significant impact. Kashi has seen a lot of infrastructural growth, which is able to support increased tourism. Uh, it starts with Dev Deepavali usually, but now I think throughout the year Kashi will see a surge. Prayag, which was hitherto a little lesser, we are seeing improvements there in infrastructure, in hotel availability, restaurants, transport. Quality of transport was a big challenge a couple of years back, but in all these places, we are seeing a cascading impact across um, with religious tourism coming in. And I think this, coupled with the religious tourism, coupled with the economic growth, coupled with the entire Swachh Bharat initiative, I think is poised to take pilgrimage tourism to a different level as far as this country is concerned. And not just now in 2024 because Ayodhya is there, but I think it will be a cascading impact lasting decades as far as we see it in the market.
Shantanu, what are your thoughts on religious tourism trends which are taking shape? And also, do you think that maybe right now the focus because of the Pran Pratishtha event is on Ayodhya, but gradually this will actually have a multiple locational effect across the country? Shantanu?
It's already happening. Let's say Kashi has seen after the temple was renovated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and to our surprise, someone who touched this temple was almost 270 years back, earlier by Holkar, because these temples were invaded, broken from Somnath to Kashi to Ayodhya. A lot of these temples were invaded and broken by the invaders. And 270 years back, earlier by Holkar touched these temples and renovated them. And then came Narendra Modi, Yogi Adityanath, and the current dispensation, which is finally touching the culture heritage of India and rebuilding them, renovating them, right? So when Kashi Vishwanath temple was renovated, from then to now, the data shows that the number of tourists, the number of Shraddhalus, number of devotees that are coming on is 7 to 8x, right? And that money that comes into tourists goes to every sector, from tourism to they also eat a chola puri and a chai and a tea stall. They also use an auto rickshaw. They also use a taxi. So from a lower end of economy to the higher end economy, it touches everywhere.